2 officers. Fisher pronounced dead at a local hospital. That investigation continues. Well, the state of Kansas, number 1 in the nation when it comes to economic growth last quarter. The state's GDP grew by 9.7%. Missouri saw 4% growth, Oklahoma 6%, Arkansas coming in last at just 0.7%. Your news, a service of Freeman Health System, expanding services available in Southeast Kansas with a full-service hospital in Pittsburgh. As Pittsburgh grows, Freeman Health System continues to grow alongside too. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-208-9TIP. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ty Albright on KIX 102.5.
Going to see a chance of patchy rain or maybe even some snow flurries throughout this morning continue. And then mostly cloudy this afternoon with highs around 40. Increasing clouds tonight with lows near 30. And then on Friday, decreasing clouds, highs around 40 and lows near 24. Saturday's going to be sunny with highs near 46 and lows around 29. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a lot of heavy cloud cover and light drizzle, maybe even some light snow flurries mixed in with it, depending on where you are throughout the 4 states. It's 32 in Seneca, 33 in Webb City, and 34 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app. Here's our KIX Kids Pledge with Zachary from Mount Vernon.
The pleasant wishes to the Father of United States of America, to the public who wishes and ownership and the cost is available, would be a justice for all.
Great job, Zachary. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and go to the Morning KIX page and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio. So, have you returned all the gifts that you got that you didn't like? Are you one of those people who does that? We've got a special salute for those people who always ask, is there a receipt with this when you give them something? We'll do that at 7:20. Here's Chris Stapleton on KIX 102.5. Morning, everybody. Let me pull up the dashboard. Are you kidding me? It's making me sign back in. Why? And everything is invalid. Okay, now I've got to go back out, choose KIX. Why is it doing that? There we go. Good gosh. Like pulling teeth. Kind of. I mean, really, it's not like pulling teeth because when you do that, you have to have pliers. You got to get in someone's mouth. So it's absolutely not like pulling teeth at all. It's a stupid expression. Okay, I'm putting in all the beds. Okay, that's this hour. I might ought to do a little bit of the next hour, though, based on how today is going so far. Not bad. It's just could change very quickly, I can see. There we go. So how is everybody? Morning, Kathy. So, Dad, we were talking earlier this morning about the what's her name? Gypsy Rose Blanchard. You guys remember her? She gets out of prison today in Missouri. I don't know if you remember who she was or if you've seen the show, the docudrama that was on Hulu. Can you hear me around here? She was on that docudrama that was on Hulu. She's the girl in Springfield that her mother psychologically traumatized her, made her pretend to have leukemia and muscular dystrophy and all this other plethora of diseases so that she would get special treatment. And her mother kind of lived hypochondriacally through her. Messed up situation, really messed up. So she helped her boyfriend that she had been sneaking around with kill her mom, or convinced him to kill her. She didn't actually do the killing. She just convinced him to so that they could run off together. She gets out of prison today. Morning, Ray Roo. Also, the story of this guy that they arrested from Bella Vista, Arkansas. They discovered a whole bunch of pipe bombs in his house. So it's kind of a messed up situation in the first place. So I guess this lady, he had been harassing his neighbor, and she had filed charges against him. Well, he had left Bella Vista. He had gone up to Washington State because he's getting ready to get in a kayak, and he was going to he's going to row his way to the Philippines in a kayak, and he was going, because that's where his new wife is, apparently mail order bride or something. He was going to be with her, and he was going to get to the Philippines by way of the Bering Sea, which the Philippines are in the Pacific Ocean, not the Bering Sea. That's way to the north, so I don't know if maybe he was just taking a circuitous route for the scenery or what. But he said that he was getting ready to take liquor to the Russians. That's why he was going up through the Bering Sea. And that the pipe bombs that they found at his house in Bella Vista were to chase off pirates and sharks. That's what he was going to use those for. I mean, he did forget them in Bella Vista, and when the cops got there, they were live, so they had to be disarmed and everything. Morning, Christine. How are you doing? Haven't talked to you in forever. Good morning, John. Morning, Randy. You having cake for breakfast? Well. That seems very insinuative, doesn't it? Well. Good morning. All right, here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Jen is out fulfilling her hair removal pledge that she has made to the community. So she'll be back on Monday, and we'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 15 minutes. But don't be surprised if you see a little light drizzle or even some snow flurries, depending on where you are before this afternoon. So also, we were talking earlier about those people that you give gifts to, and you know they are going to return it no matter what it is or what you do. If you have one of those people in your life that you're too polite to say anything about them, we're going to take care of that for you in just 10 minutes with a real American hero salute. Here's Keith Urban on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. No waffles? You need some waffles? No, waffles. Well, waffles are a kind of cake, aren't they? Yeah, because we didn't aim carefully, Christine. Well, it was good hearing from you. So we got the official word. D. Daniels, that we were talking to yesterday, he is going to be coming back to work starting next weekend. I could have really used him this weekend, but it's end of the year and everything's just not going to happen. So I talked with him yesterday. He's cool with that. So he will be on. The plan is starting next weekend, he'll be back and maybe even fulfilling some other duties throughout the week. We haven't figured out exactly what his schedule is going to look like, but it'll be great having him back on KIX. Like, this is where you belong. He and I have worked together. We got to thinking about this on and off for over 20 years. You know, he worked for me at another radio station, another group in another state a long, long, long time ago. So nobody won the lottery. Well, that's not exactly true. There was a $1 million ticket winner, but nobody won the big jackpot. So it's now at $685 million. And the next drawing's what, Saturday? Is it? No, that's the old story. Gosh. So there were winning numbers. Okay, my mistake. No, it is Saturday. Finally, somebody got the story right. So the next drawing will be on Saturday, and it's now at $760 million, which is a lot. It's the largest jackpot of this year for Powerball. Now, Mega Millions was more, but for Powerball, that's a pretty big deal. Okay. I just realized a week from this Saturday, I got a week and 2 days, week and 1 day, depending on when you think Christmas Eve is. Let's not get into that whole thing again. Later, Christine. John says, do we have Waffle Houses there? Oh my gosh, yes. You have Waffle Houses everywhere, John, except for the West Coast. I think there's even some on the West Coast now that I think about it. Yeah, we have Waffle Houses here. We got one right down just not even a mile south of the studios here. Morning, Jimmy. So I'm trying to decide what to do for tomorrow for Morning KIX Challenge. Without Jen being here to help me out with it, part of me wants to just do an old one. But I don't know. Yeah, we could do that. There are a lot of classic country theaters, I just realized. My gosh. I realized we'd done that many of them. Yeah, so I might just do that tomorrow. I'm going to be I've got the, everything's ready for Monday. So, Monday morning, we're going to have Megan Maroney on. She's going to be hosting, doing the 2023 Rewind. And that's going to start at 7 a.m. So I'm going to be around just to cover news and weather and stuff early in the morning. And then she'll take over. I don't know if I want to do that. I am planning out the rest of next week. All right, here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. So if you gave a gift to somebody that you know was instantly going to take and return it the minute they got the opportunity to, we've got the salute that you wanted to give them but were too polite to right after Kenny Chesney on KIX. Okay, so how do I label this? Okay. Oh, my goodness. Yes, that is true, Jimmy. Got a good point. Whiskey Sweatin' Waffle House. Nice. Has the Big Biscuit opened yet? I don't think so, Jimmy. I've not seen them with anybody there. It just still says coming soon on the sign, which that's just west of us. There are stores that are charging you to return some items. And now even Amazon is charging a $1 return fee if you insist on taking it to a UPS store when there is a Kohl's or an Amazon drop-off closer. Why you would want to do that, I don't know. But lucky for me, the UPS store is closer. So, I mean, I guess if you wanted to avoid Kohl's, which our Kohl's is not usually that crowded or difficult to deal with. And they do have a pretty convenient drop-off system there. What's the book, Kathy? You know what I saw? They have in New York and some other cities. They have delivery pods, Amazon delivery pods. You ever seen these? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Brandy and Jen, 720. It's going to be cloudy today, maybe some light drizzle or some light snow flurries depending on where you are. Highs are going to be around 40, and it's 34 right now. And we've got to look at the weather forecast in just 5 minutes. Next hour, we are going to be talking about, with New Year's on the way and everybody resolving to do better in the new year. We're wanting to know, what is the bad habit that you wish you could quit? Whether you're resolving to or not, doesn't matter. What is the bad habit you have that you wish you could stop? You can tell us that at 623-1025. Maybe it's to quit giving gifts to people who are ingrates. The ones that ask, did you get a receipt with that? When you give them something and they're going to return it just as soon as they can to get exactly what they want. If you have one of those people in your life, then we want to salute them as the real American heroes that they are.
This station presents Real American Heroes.
Real American heroes.
Today, we salute you, Mr. Returns everything to get what he really wants.
Turns everything to get what he really wants.
The holiday is over. The family has gone back home. The gifts are all opened, and you're staring at a pile of junk you never asked for and definitely don't want.
How many sweaters can one guy wear?
Oh, a picture frame.
Luckily, you've got a fistful of gift receipts. Yeah.
So when you're standing in line and the guy in front of you has carts full of returns, it's safe to assume everyone he knows doesn't know him enough to get him a decent gift. He's Mr. Returns everything to get what he really wants. A real American hero.
Mr. Returns everything to get what he really wants.
I'm returning what you got me too, you ingrate.
Okay. So, no, we were talking about these Amazon delivery pods, and I guess there's one even here in Joplin. So, rather than having it delivered to your address, you say you opt to have it delivered to one of these pods, wherever this one is. And I've seen it before, but I never choose it. Why would you if your house is nearby? But I could see how this would be valuable if you were visiting some location or if you didn't have a physical address at that time where you could have things delivered to. So anyway, what it is, it tells you tell it to deliver to this delivery pod, and then you can go there when it is delivered and put in your code, and it'll tell you which door it's in. So door number 5, and you go and put in code 1234 and open it. Boom, there's your delivery. And they have all these different size doors to accommodate different size packages. So you could be visiting, like, say, New York or Springfield or something and have something delivered, and the next day go down and boom, there it is. Crazy. But yes, Amazon is charging that $1 delivery fee. And then yesterday we were talking also about how they are now going to be showing ads on Amazon Prime Video and charging you, if you want the ad-free service, charging you more. Dark Witch, appreciate it. Thanks for the support. We will come by and check you out. As soon as we get done with the show, I will come follow you. Jimmy says, I'm perfect. I don't have bad habits. Whatever, Jimmy. My Story by David Pelzer. I've never heard of that. If it's not fiction, I've just gotten to where I really, really, really struggle to read nonfiction. Unless it's something like history, based that I'm really passionate about. Self-help books and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I just about die. I've been listening to these books by this author named Nick Pirog, which I listen to audiobooks all the time. Morning, Deborah. But there is the Thomas Prescott series. He's an investigator. He's hilarious. So the stories aren't funny, but his dialogue, and he's like this former FBI agent who is now a consultant. I don't know. He just gets in the worst situations. But he's got so many quips and one-liners because he's a smart aleck. So I really like his dialogue. And the narrator's got kind of an unusual voice that I like. The only problem with like an Audible account like that is I listen to them at night when I'm trying to go to sleep. It helps me shut my brain off. And I will listen to them, and I'll get so into the story sometimes, but I'll doze off. And then I'll wake up and realize I don't know where I'm at, and I have to open my phone and try to go back and figure out what chapter I was on and start again and then go to sleep and then wake up again later. You see how this perpetuates a cycle. Kathy says, it is his life story, and everyone I've talked to says, I will have to put it down at some point. Why would you have to put it down? Whoops, I don't want that on air. Hold on. I am going to go see if I can find Witchy. So I'm not signed in to. I was going to leave Dark Witch comment, but I'm not signed in to Twitch, which is what he's on. He's playing games. That's another thing I guess I kind of get, because people who watch people play video games. I never understood that until I started playing some of the horror games and stuff, which I kind of like. And I do kind of like watching people play those if they don't talk a lot. Well, sounds like you'd want to continue reading it then, Kathy, so you could get to the good parts. I mean, sounds like the beginning or middle would be the part you wouldn't want to read of all the abuse. I used to be into true crime books when I took criminal psychology in college and really got into trying to figure out why, especially with serial killers and stuff. And used to read some of those books, and they used to freak me out. I remember reading about Henry Lee Lucas, who is one of the most prolific serial killers in the United States, but most people don't know who he is. I think he's still alive in jail in Texas. But anyway, probably killed hundreds of people. And anyway, when I read about him and some of the stuff he had done, just horrified me and kept me awake for days afterward. But even those stories I can't tolerate. I remember reading out of a book the whole John Benet Ramsey thing. Do you remember that in Colorado? Oh, that was the most. I felt like beating myself over the head repeatedly with that book after I'd read that, because there was no resolution. At the end of the book, they're like, well, we really don't know what happened or who killed her. So, and that's still to this day the situation. It's just so frustrating. It's one of the things that turned me off on that type of book. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Happy birthday, Mariah! How old is she? Okay, so up next, still looking back at the holidays. Did anybody spend more than they should have? I mean, beyond your means, using credit cards and stuff. For those of you that are looking back at your credit card bills thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be the next year paying all this off, then we've got exactly what you need in just 5 minutes. they ever figured out what happened to her? To who? Remind me, or Melissa? KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Did anybody over the holidays, did you spend more than you should have? I mean, more than you were financially able to. If you're looking at your credit card bill thinking, how am I going to handle this for the next year? Then we've got exactly what you need right after Scotty McCreery on KIX 102.5. They ever figured out what happened to her? I don't know, Melissa. It's been this way all week, though. I think there's a lot of people that have, John Benet Ramsey. No, I knew it was something that I'd been talking about earlier and forgotten. No, they never did figure out what happened to her. And there's so many questionable. So what happened in this book that I was reading, they went down each possible suspect. She was killed by her brother, the little boy, by her parents. They looked at that. There was even rumor about a cult involvement of some sort. They looked at that. There was rumor that someone within the police force. So they examined that to ad nauseum. I mean, to the end and back, they examined all these. By the time they would get to the each end of each one of these possibilities, you were like, stop it already. That's not who did it. But no idea. But my personal belief is that there was obviously some cover-up involving law enforcement because there was so much corruption in that office. Jimmy says she went a little over on spending. So they never did. It's such a tragedy. What the real tragedy is what those parents were inflicting on that little girl. I mean, making her do all of that and bringing her up into that culture. What a travesty. The whole family situation was just a disaster. Sheila, we were talking about John Benet Ramsey. Originally, we were talking about true crime books or books that I can't read. I can't stand reading anything that's not fiction anymore, but I used to read, and one that I did that helped lead to that was the John Benet Ramsey case. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 736. It's going to be cloudy today. You might run through a little light drizzle or even light snow flurries about like yesterday. And we'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 25 minutes. Tell you what it's going to be like into the weekend. Also in the next hour, we are going to be asking you, since New Year's just Monday, what is the bad habit you wish you could quit? Not saying that's going to be your resolution for this next year or anything like that, but what is the bad habit that you do recognize? They say that, admittance is the first step towards recovery of something like that. So what is the bad habit you wish you could quit? It could be something like as simple as biting your nails or things that you say too much, or it could be something more serious than that. You can tell us at 623-1025 or tell us on Facebook. So maybe it's spending. Maybe you spend too much. You'd like to get that under control. And I know there's a lot of us over the holidays that probably credit is just too easily accessible these days for some people. And if your credit card bill is reflecting that heading into the new year, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to take the next 6 to 9 months to pay off the stuff that I bought for everyone over the Christmas holiday, well, you're not likely to get an apology from your credit card bill. But luckily, we have Mr. Morgan Freeman here to do it for you.
Hello, I am your credit card bill. I'd like to sincerely apologize for arriving in your mailbox. You knew this day was coming, yet you still thought that somehow Santa would pick up the tab. Last week, your 2 favorite words were Happy Holidays, but now they're minimum payment. I'm also sorry for my obscene interest rate, which will be compounding daily. 29%? Really? You get a better rate from a loan shark. I'd also like to apologize for my hidden nonsensical transaction fees. I was sincerely hoping you wouldn't notice them. But fear not, one day you'll finally pay off Christmas, right around Easter, 3 years from now. Apologetically yours, your credit card bill.
All righty. What was I going to tell you? Well, my gosh, I'm going to have to start writing stuff down before we go to break. Oh. Was it the bad habits? Yeah. I can't help it, Jimmy. I'm old. My memory banks are almost full, and I have a lot stored. So don't you wish, though, that you could do that? That you could just go through maybe when you were bored and say, oh, I need to get rid of that memory. Oh, that was traumatic. Right-click, delete, and imagine all of the space you could clear out and have available for other things, and like where you put your keys. If you could go through and just right-click, delete on things in your head. I should be in charge of more stuff like this. Whatever, Shiala, you don't know. You had a lot of birthdays, too. Meh. Oh, I was going to talk about the origins of the ceremonial ball drop. So they have a brand new ball in New York Times Square this year that they're going to be dropping for the first time ever. The thing weighs over 12,000 pounds. I would not like to be under that. No, thank you. But it will be dropped for this new one for the first time. There's a new design on it or something. I don't know. But it actually, the ceremonial ball drop thing dates back to the 1800s. It was the first time a ball was installed at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, England in 1833. They did the ball drop. There was actually a purpose to it. So, and this makes total sense. I don't know why I've never thought. Does anybody know why they dropped the ball? Or what that's all about? I will tell you in just a second if nobody knows the answer. Yeah, for Sheila, it's a rust alert. Anybody know why they dropped the ball on New Year's Eve, or what's behind all that? Why a ball? Why dropping that? Well, the Greenwich, England ought to give it away. You've heard of Greenwich Mean Time, maybe? That was where they had like this research laboratory that had the most accurate clocks in the world. So used to, everybody would set their clocks according to the Greenwich Mean Time. And the most accurate timekeeping instruments were kept at this research facility back in the 1800s. So all of the time zones were designated based on what the time was there. So this ball would drop every day at 1 o'clock, allowing nearby boats to synchronize their timing instruments. And having correct time was very important if you were navigating the ocean, utilizing what time it was and where the stars were in the sky based on what time it was. It allowed you to triangulate your position. So the time balls became common at naval academies and other observatories, and they eventually made their way to the United States. So in 1907, the first Times Square ball drop took place, but Times Square had become the focal point of the city's New Year's Eve celebration back in 1904, but they thought it'd be great to have a ball drop. Everybody could set their timepieces by that to ring in the new year with the proper time. And the first one was made of iron and wood and weighed about 700 pounds and had all these about 125-watt bulbs. It was also a celebration of the new technology of electricity that had not been around that long. So now we do it, and we don't even know why. It's one of those weird things. Most people don't understand the history behind the ball dropping and what its significance is. So it's kind of interesting. There will be thousands and thousands of people standing at Times Square this Sunday night in New York. They have no idea why they're cheering on this thing coming down out of the, off the tower. And they say that if you're going to go to the Times Square celebration, that you pretty much have to wear a diaper because of security issues. They will not let people in or out. Once you get in there, you're stuck in there. And they say for as much as 12 hours, you won't be able to leave. And they do not have bathroom facilities to accommodate everybody. It's almost impossible to move. It's freezing cold. Sometimes it's raining or even sleeting or snowing. You could not pay me enough to do that. Now, if you were able to afford one of the overlooking hotels there at Times Square that look down, to view it from there. But I understand that those cost thousands and thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, and are booked as much as a decade in advance. So none of us will ever be able to afford that, I'm sure. Hit pots and pans together, Jimmy. Yes, and it used to be a tradition to go outside and shoot your guns off until they discovered. Morning, Megan. Yeah, you did. Until they discovered that sometimes bullets will fall back down and can harm people. I don't like big crowds either, Melissa. I'm not agoraphobic like that. Yes, we shoot fireworks. They still do that in Joplin. So there are only 2 times a year that you can buy fireworks, sell fireworks legally in Joplin. And one is the week of 4th of July, and the other one is the week of New Year's. So it is legal to shoot off fireworks in the city of Joplin on New Year's Eve, and they will. I always forget about that until right at midnight on New Year's Eve, and then we start hearing the going off everywhere. I had never lived in a city, I'd never lived in a city before where the citizens shoot off fireworks on New Year's Eve until we moved to Joplin. I've lived in some big cities, and some of the cities do have fireworks on New Year's Eve, but never where that many citizens do. There's quite a few people that shoot off fireworks on New Year's Eve in Joplin. Probably, I'm sure law enforcement will be out. They usually do checkpoints of some sort on New Year's Eve. So if you do go out and plan to party, you better play it safe that night. I would hate to have to be out driving on New Year's Eve. And I used to, back when I played music on Club Circuit, New Year's Eve was the biggest night of the entire year for us, for a band. Because what we would do, and this was kind of genius, I came up with this after we had been doing the club circuit for about a year. We would send out a letter, pre-email. We would send out a letter to all of the places that we played with each one of their names on it. So it's kind of like a group mail, so that they could see who we were sending it to, saying that we were now taking open bids for New Year's Eve. We would send that out in June or July. And then we would take bids all the way up until October. At that time, we would close down bids, and the highest bidder is who we would go with. And we would make bank on New Year's Eve. As much as $4,000 or $5,000 for one night, for just 4 hours. And you split that between 4 guys. That was a big payday for us. So until I quit playing music in clubs, doing the club circuit thing and being on tour, I was always playing on New Year's Eve. My daughter, Lauren, for Christmas, we got her a VCR this year. And she was talking about all these old home movies she has that we had made. And she has one of me playing in a club on New Year's Eve that apparently I bought Gina a video camera for Christmas that year. And so she brought it with her and filmed some of the band playing at the New Year's Eve celebration. It was the 1999 New Year's Eve celebration. And someone, I don't know if you remember Y2K, the fear was that at midnight on 1999, everything was going to stop, that the Y2K bug was going to shut down computers and technology. It was crazy. And there were whole patches and updates. That was the beginning of the Microsoft update deal that you now do every 2 weeks or so. That's where it all started. And it just had to do with the calendar not updating properly. But at midnight, I remember we counted down, and at midnight, somebody thought it would be funny, and they went back and found the breaker box and turned it off, and all the lights went off. And everybody's, oh my gosh, it happened! And then they turned them back on, which was not really good for our sound system. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. A lot of safety messages about this weekend, playing it safe over the New Year's Eve celebration. But there's one from your bottlers that's a little different we'll tell you about after Parker McCullum on KIX. Shut up, Megan. I don't need your garbage. Skating. Yeah, driving on New Year's Eve. But I used to be always, and seemed like it was always somewhere far, far away that we had to go to play on New Year's Eve. Because we always went where the money was. That's our problem too, Jimmy, is anymore, it's just, there's nothing good on TV. That is the worst TV night of the whole year, I think. You shut your face, Megan. Wildflower, hippie mama, something or the other. Every great once in a while with the club circuit, we would get hotel rooms, depending on how far we had to travel. So that was kind of nice. Although there are more drunks, more partiers, you're not going to get much sleep that night. There is a picture somewhere. I think it's in my Facebook pictures, and the one that has all the, on my profile, that has all the long hair pictures. There's a picture of me and Gina, and it's at our very first New Year's Eve together, which I think was about 2 or 3 years before that one with the video camera. Your face is grounded. So, yeah, I do not miss it was weird. The very first New Year's Eve that I didn't play in a club, I remember that was the night that I decided to start trying to do home recording, and I recorded Lauren singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. She's about 2 years old, and I still have a copy of that. It's just adorable. She just got up out of the bed. Well, out of the left side of the bed, Megan? Tom Smothers, he was still alive? I thought he had died a long time ago, Jimmy. What was he, like 100? Oh, I found out my new system is coming in today. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, but it's coming in early today. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number one for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7:52. It's going to be cloudy today, and there's a chance that you could experience some light drizzle or maybe even some light snow flurries as you're headed to work. But that's going to be ending later today, and we'll tell you more about that with a look at the weather forecast in just 12 minutes. Also, in the next hour, we're going to be talking with New Year's coming around and a lot of people talking about resolutions and resolving to do better in 2024. We're wanting to know, what is the bad habit that you wish you could quit? Not saying this is going to be your resolution or anything like that, but you do recognize this is a bad habit, whatever it is for you, and you wish you could quit it. You can tell us at 623-1025 or text us there, or you can tell us on Facebook. So speaking of the new year, you're going to hear a lot of messages over this weekend, and good advice, too, to play it safe. Don't drink and drive. Be very careful over the New Year's Eve celebration, and designate a driver and all of those things. All great advice, but your local bottler has a message that's a little different from that one they'd like to share with you.
A message from the makers of booze.
Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink.
This holiday season, remember, please drink responsibly.
Responsibly. Oh, hi there, Morning Kicks. What is the bad habit you wish you could quit? My job. Is that a habit? Yeah. Well, just don't do it one day. That's all you have to do. That's what I'm doing today. There you go. Right on. Well, you're off to a good start for 2024, I guess. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks for calling. I don't know if he's going to be happy about that decision later, but hey, we're being supportive. Drink, 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 drink. That is a bad habit, Megan. Yes. So my new Fractal Axe-FX FM9 is coming in today. I already got the pedal board on Saturday, I think is when it came in. And so I'm ready to build all that tonight. And I was planning on just this weekend working on it, but if I can get everything assembled, I already did everything in my studio yesterday. So that was a big ordeal. I had to run XLR cable from the place where I'm going to do most of my work on this. So I still have my Helix, the thing that I have been playing on for years. I still have my place for it. I'm not getting rid of that yet. But I wanted another station in the studio where I'd be able to set that up. And when I'm not using it to play live, I can bring it home and work on it. And it's going to take quite a while to get everything worked out on it. So I ran XLR cable. I had to go up through the cabinets, up behind the computer and everything, and then to the back of the mixer. And then I had to redesignate my mixer channels because I want it in a specific place. So that took quite a while yesterday. I had to run that, power, and a USB cable to connect it into the computer system. That's all done, so it's ready for it. So as soon as it gets here today, I should be able to hook it up and start playing on it. Drink, 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 drink. Hey, it is New Year's, right? I'm just helping you. I'm a little excited about it and a little nervous about it because it was a big investment, and there are college courses for this unit. It's that complicated, so it's going to take, I'm afraid, a while. There is the possibility that I might be able to use it this weekend because I'm just in the E2 position, which is the rhythm guitar. I don't have to do lead, so I'm going to be kind of in the background this weekend behind another guitarist, which is good. That would let me just work on it, and they're not as dependent on me as they are when I'm in the lead guitarist position. So I might be able to get something worked out that I could use. I'm hopeful. Yeah, well, and if you get paid for what you love to do, then it's not work. You're absolutely right. So this is what it looks. You want to see what it looks like? Hold on. I have pictures of it already. Of course I do. So it looks like this. The main. Oh, stupid. Google Images is so dumb. So it looks like this. You can't even see it that way. Nope, it's this one. It looks like that. Only there is a volume pedal controller that will be setting next to it. So all of that is mounted on this platform that everything, all the electronics from this are routed through that platform to these pods where the sound technicians can then just connect straight into that. Makes it really easy on them. They don't have to interact with the equipment at all. And then I have to learn how to program that thing. And so I've been watching tutorials and training videos for the past week and a half, trying to absorb as much knowledge as I can beforehand, although I have so much stuff floating around in my head that I've not got to do hands-on yet that I'm going to have to go back and do it all again anyway. Pie turns are worth 3 drinks. Pie turns? What are pie turns? Jimmy's drinking out of a bottle. That kind of a bottle. So, and also, I'm kind of nervous because it's coming via UPS and they're requiring a signature for it. So I have to be there. And I'm nervous that it's going to arrive this morning before I can get home. So my goal is to try to get done with stuff early and leave work a little early. Otherwise, then, and I know what they do when they can't deliver it, then they take it back to their place and put it into an archive or a storage area, probably next to the Lost Ark from Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, where they put it in the big warehouse at the end of the movie. That's where they put it. And then getting them to bring it to you again or getting access to it is like nearly impossible. So that is a possibility too. All right, I'm done. Okay. Oh, I need to put this. Oh, I did. Already. Yeah, Mandy said Facebook is the bad habit she wishes she could quit. I'm telling you guys, I don't miss Facebook at all. It's not on my phone. I have to interact with it at work, of course, and through my other work. And so But very rarely, every now and then I will share something like, family photos or something like that. But very rarely, every now and then I'll find some stupid quip or thing to say on my Facebook too. But it's very rare. And as for going in and scrolling newsfeed, I don't even do that anymore. All right, it's time for the news. All right, here we go with the weather. Going to be cloudy today with a possibility of some light drizzle or even light snow flurries, depending on where you are. Highs will be around 40, and it'll change to mostly cloudy by this afternoon. Then increasing clouds tonight, lows around 30, and mostly cloudy on Friday with highs near 40 and lows around 24. Saturday is going to be sunny with highs into the mid-40s. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a lot of clouds over the 4 states. It's 32 in Diamond, 33 in Carthage, and 34 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app. So we're wanting to know, what is the bad habit that you wish you could quit? Not saying that's going to be your New Year's resolution or anything like that, but you recognize, yeah, that's a bad habit. I wish I could stop that. Maybe someday I will. You can text or tell us what it is for you at 623-1025 or tell us on Facebook. Here's Dustin Lynch on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. Yeah, not this week. I mean, if you do get some, it's just going to be like spitting snow, like Melissa was describing. We're not going to get any accumulated snow today. And hopefully, I haven't really looked ahead to next week because they don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to actually be up in the 40s next week. So hopefully we won't see any. I hope not until I'm gone. Last year, it came that really heavy snow and ice while we were gone to Mexico, which I thought was hilarious. It owed pretty hard. All right, Kathy. Yeah. Don't let Shiala be your example, Kathy. We've learned to read in between your typing. Oh my gosh. There you go. Megan did it for you, Kathy. Yep, Tom Smothers dies at age 86. I just found it there. If you don't know who he was part of the Smothers brothers, his brother Dick, who is still alive and is the younger brother. I had no idea on that. Released the information. They were, people don't realize, I mean, when you think of the Smothers brothers, you think of nerdy white comedy, but they were big innovators when it came to censorship. They were constantly getting in trouble with censors on CBS during the time their show was running, which was back in the late 60s. And they eventually canceled the show because of censorship issues. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. It's morning KIX, 8:11. It's going to be cloudy, possibly a little light rain or light snow flurries throughout the day today before turning partly cloudy this afternoon. We'll tell you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 14 minutes, but we're wanting to know, what is the bad habit that you wish you could quit? 623-1025 to text or tell us, or you can tell us on Facebook. Not necessarily one that's you're going to make into a resolution. You just recognize, because admittance is the first part, towards recovery of something from a bad habit. So just admitting that, yes, this is a bad habit. I wish I could quit it. You can tell us, 623-1025. Here's John Party on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. I wish I could quit trying to breathe saliva, especially when I'm talking on the radio. I should know by now that it doesn't work, but yet I still continue to try. So for those of you following along at home, we just finished the series Cheers on Paramount Plus, and we're looking for something else to watch while there's nothing on TV. Although tonight, the new episode of Reacher will be on. Anybody else watching the new season of Reacher? It's good. But we started watching Frasier, which is the normal progression of things. And so we're almost done with the first season of it. I think it may have been funnier than Cheers. I forgot how funny it was. There was something they were doing last night. I can't remember one of the episodes. My wife, who had never seen these seasons, she's never watched them. She laughed so hard I thought she was going to pee. I can't think of any sitcom that exists today that would do that to you. They were just better back then. Saliva. That's the way you say it. Saliva. Well, you want in one hand and poop marshmallows in the other one, Melissa, and see which one fills up faster. I tried watching Blue Bloods once upon a time. I could not get into it. The drama feels too fake to me. It's not gritty enough. I was going to look and see if they had a weekend watch list for this weekend. I bet they don't. Yeah, they don't yet. Probably won't until tomorrow if they do. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I've been looking for a post to put on Facebook. I think I found one. I'm gonna go put it up now. Some people aren't going to get it, KIX 102.5, the 4 states number one for country. Want to know what is the bad habit you wish you could quit? 623-1025 to tell us. Here's Russell Dickerson on KIX 102.5. There we go. We're all caught up on the new Frasier. I didn't like it, Melissa. We watched the first episode, and I was like, it wasn't bad. It's just not funny, really. I mean, enough. It had some chuckle moments. Kathy says, I've been watching Magnum P.I., the old one. I've been tempted. Where are you watching that, Kathy? Where do you find that at? Because I've been tempted to go back and watch that. Really, really, really liked that show when it was first out. Hated the new version. It was horrendous. But the old one with Tom Selleck, it really was good. I wish they would have delved a little bit more into his whole naval history. There was a whole story behind all that they kind of touched on towards the end of the series. Is it on Prime? I'll have to dig that up. I guess I can watch it with the new ads involved starting January 29th. I'll have to dig that up. Okay, here we go. Phone calls. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number one for country. Morning KIX with Brandy and Jen, 821. It's going to be cloudy today, and you might see some patchy light drizzle, maybe even some snow flurries involved with that until it turns mostly cloudy later this afternoon. High's going to be around 40, and it's 34 now in Joplin. Got to look at the weather forecast in about 6 minutes, but we're talking today. Since New Year's is this weekend, or Monday, and a lot of people are going to be making resolutions to do better in 2024. We're wanting to know, what is the bad habit you wish you could quit? Not that you're making that your resolution or anything, but you do recognize, yes, this is a bad habit, so I probably ought to do something about that. What is the bad habit you wish you could quit?
I'd like to stop eating, but you can't completely stop eating.
No, people have tried that. I think Gandhi gave an effort at that, and it didn't work out so well for him.
I eat too much. You can't completely stop eating, and I'd like to stop eating too much.
What you'd like to do is stop eating unhealthily.
Yes.
What's the bad habit you wish you could quit?
Plastic water bottle caps.
Plastic water bottle caps?
Yeah.
Off of your water bottle or just random water bottles that you find here and there?
The water bottles that I drink.
Why do you chew on the cap?
It's a stress reliever when you have a crazy family like mine.
That's an awful big item to be keeping in your mouth, though.
I just chew on it till it's flat and spit it out.
I've seen people do this and I heard of this. We had a couple of calls about people chewing on water bottle caps. It's insane. What is the bad habit you wish you could quit?
I would like to be able to break the bad habit of trusting people too easily.
Yeah, you can't put your heart out there on your sleeve or it'll get stomped on, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it looks gross. I mean, there it is getting blood all over your sleeve and everything. I thought that's not what they mean by that.
No. Good Lord. What are you thinking?
How did that statement ever get founded then anyway? Who puts their organs out on their sleeve? Hey, look what I've got. Kind of trying to show off. I have a heart. It's on my sleeve. What is the bad habit you wish you could quit. Tell us or text us at 623-1025, or you can tell us on Facebook. It's the 4 states #1 for country. Oh, boy. How did the cat like the dress? Oh, the cat hated it, yeah, but, you're going to do what you're going to do on a quinceañera. I just like his Ferrari Testarossa that he had. Well, that he didn't have that. Who was it? Robin, whatever the guy's name, the millionaire whose house he lived at, that you never get to see. Because it's so big, you have to have it in the bed to keep it there. Right, Megan? I think the whole Magnum PI thing, was that based on a novel? No. There are Magnum PI novels that are spinoffs of the series. Yeah, that was the whole deal. Not to give any spoilers away for anybody who's watching it, but he was married. So Magnum was married to this woman named Michelle, and she staged her death because she knew that he would never willingly leave her behind in Vietnam any other way, and she wanted to honor her marriage to this other guy. It's a big twisted storyline. And he had a daughter, you remember. Robin Masters, that was the name. Was it based on a book? Wikipedia. No. It was the Glenn Larson. He created the whole thing. Which, this is an interesting thing to note. Tom Selleck would have become Indiana Jones except because of his contract with CBS over the Magnum PI series. Did not allow him to be in other movies or shows. So because of that, it cost him that role in the first Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. They had originally, their desire was to cast Tom Selleck as that. So because they couldn't get Tom Selleck, they decided to go with a lesser-known actor, Harrison Ford, who had just starred in a movie which would launch him to fame, Star Wars. But before Star Wars, Harrison Ford hadn't been in anything except for American Graffiti. Yeah, but apparently this was just a Glenn Larson creation. Now we know. Bye, Shala. Kinsey Boara. My daughter one time, and we used to have a video of it. I wish I could find it because it was so funny. She wrapped him up like a present. I mean, literally, he sat still for her and everything while she wrapped him up with wrapping paper completely. And then he takes off walking across the living room, and eventually he gets it all off of him. But these are the kind of rabbit holes that we go down here on Morning Kicks. Yeah, I'm going to have to go home and look that up and start watching that now. Like I'm going to have time this weekend. If I am able to get in the shipment today, then I'm going to be in the studio probably all this afternoon and tonight and tomorrow evening and Saturday and trying to get everything ready to be able to use it possibly this weekend. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. So since we're talking about habits today, tomorrow we'll cover your resolutions, the things you are resolving to do better. And this may not have anything to do with a bad habit. It might be that I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to live healthier, or I'm going to start at a gym, or I'm going to spend more time with my kids, or I'm going to be more financially responsible, or something like that. Doesn't necessarily have to be a habit related. Just something you want to do better. So if you do have a resolution, then we'll talk about it tomorrow. And we're also, are we going to do the goodbye 2023 thing? I don't think we're going to. But we are going to talk about leftover Christmas cookies. You should be throwing that stuff away by now, by the way. Everybody's got some leftover homemade goodies. Those you got to treat just like you do leftover foods. And the thing about leftover Christmas goodies is most of those don't get refrigerated. So they're already turning on you. And I know people are like, I don't care. Anyway, they're sweets. We're going to eat them. And they'll be eating them a month from now. Disgusting. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country morning kicks. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions. But today we're not necessarily talking about things you resolve to do better in 2024. We're talking about bad habits that you wish you could quit. What is the bad habit that you wish you recognize, yes, I shouldn't be doing this, or I need to stop doing this? Whatever that is, you can text or tell us at 623-1025. Here's Blake Shelton on KIX. Been trying to get a sore throat this week. So help me. So help me. you hear about this guy who stole $23,000 from other plane passengers mid-flight? I guess it happened earlier in December. He stole $23,260 from other passengers on a plane during a flight from Vietnam to Singapore. He was able to go through other passengers' bags during the flight and steal the cash from their one guy's satchel, envelope money from a bag. Who's carrying 23 grand with him on a plane, on a budget airline? The airline offered him a job in baggage check for a 20% cut of the action. 20,000 apparently what you save by not checking your bag. The stick on the cat's butt turned himself into a puppet. Oh, my goodness. Well, Jimmy would have cats with no tails now, too. Cats are weird animals. They're weird animals to have as pets, I think. I mean, you just watch any funny cat video on YouTube and you can't deny that they are very strange. Boy, Jen is going to have a rough time the week I'm gone. There's like nothing for her on 2 different days. She's going to have to come up with stuff. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. It's Morning KIX, 8:36. We got the Morning KIX takeover getting ready to start in just 15 minutes. So there is still time for you to go on the KIX app, make your song picks before we start playing it back for you at 8:50. But we're talking today about your bad habit that you wish you could break. Whatever your bad habit is that you wish you didn't still do or could give up. What is that? 623-1025 to text or tell us, or you can tell us on Facebook. What is the bad habit you wish you could break?
Giving in too easy.
Giving in too easy?
Yes.
Give me $100.
That's what.
Now you said, come on, please, I really want it. You got to give in. You said you give in too easy. Please.
Oh, you guys are hilarious.
Yes, we are, aren't we? Tell us what is the bad habit that you wish you could break?
When I get really upset, or like if I break up with a boyfriend or whatever, I brush my teeth.
What?
Non-stop. I just brush my teeth for like 7 minutes straight, and it's so comforting. And I know that's really weird, but it helps me so much.
Plus, your dentist just loves you.
Well, I'll get so upset that I'll like throw up or whatever, and then I'll just start scrubbing my teeth and just like brushing and brushing, and I won't stop. And I
let's go back there a little bit. You said you get so upset that you throw up.
Yes, like if I get so upset, and so when I get that upset, I just start brushing my teeth.
I'm thinking the toothbrushing is just a symptom of a deeper-seated problem.
I don't know. I've always brushed my teeth like a normal person.
Yeah, I don't know if normal applies.
Well, I'm saying morning and night, I brush my teeth normally.
I don't think a normal person brushes their teeth for up to that much time during the day. You know, I bet if I call you up and I hear, then I know you need comforting.
That's how my mom feels.
Yeah. What is the bad habit that you wish you could break, Janice?
My husband.
Wait a minute, Janice. You can't be chewing on people.
Not me. He likes to chew on toothpicks. And I'm afraid he's going to get splinters in his lips or his gums, you know?
Yeah, and then you won't want to kiss him at all.
Yeah, I like to draw. And so when I'm back there drawing pictures, I chew on my charcoal pencils, but not on the charcoal, you know?
Yeah, because that would leave your mouth all black and looking nasty.
Yeah, that'd be yucky.
You people that chew on things, listen, that's just not healthy, okay? That's not hygienic. What is the bad habit you wish you could quit?
Yes, I had a bad habit chewed on coins, and then after I found out that it was dirty, I started chewing on pin caps.
Coins? Like pennies?
Yeah, like dimes and nickels and pennies.
Oh, could you imagine that getting against your fillings? Ugh, hurts just thinking about it. What is the bad habit that you wish you could break? Tell us or text us at 623-1025, or you can tell us on Facebook. It's the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. You end up going to Amazon. That can't be healthy. Maybe you ought to get him one of those dog bone things. Yeah, that will be all right. Okay. Megan says, I'm going to break a few things next year. Hi there, Morning Kicks. What is the bad habit that you wish you could break?
Mine is whenever I get stressed out or whatever,
Uh-huh.
I eat ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't just eat a bowl. I take the whole container in there.
And wipe it out?
And, yeah, I mean, it's awful. Or shop.
Or shop, yep. So they have shown that the reason that you do that, both shopping and food, is they both can release the same amount of dopamine from your brain, which is the feel-good chemical that your brain produces. Yeah, so it definitely can be addictive, both of those things. Thanks for calling. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. Let's check on our tracking. I would know if it had made it there yet. So it says it was loaded on the delivery vehicle, but not that it is out for delivery yet. What does that mean? Loaded on the delivery vehicle, but not out for delivery. I think they're just not updating their tracking service. It's UPS. So they have label created, on the way, loaded on delivery vehicle. Then there is out for delivery and then delivery as options. I don't know what that means. Not out for delivery, yeah. So they may load it on the truck and leave the truck in the parking lot for the next week. But it does say it's expected to be delivered today by 9 p.m. So I'm sure it will be brought by sometime when I am not there. All right. Yeah, I will. Okay, I'll be there in just a little bit. All right, we're going to have to, Kathy's new earbuds are out for delivery. Yay. What kind you get, Kathy? Because I could have recommended some really good ones that are super cheap. Yeah, that would be my luck right there, Megan. Anybody's looking for some wireless earbud options, I have some really good ones to recommend that are about $14. And they sound amazing. And I've had mine for, I think, 2 years, over 2 years, almost 3 years, and they still work great. They're water resistant. I've gotten mine underwater before, and they had to dry out before they worked again, but they've worked since then. And they sound really, really good. $14. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm going to have to wrap stuff up. I've got something I got to go out here and take care of. But tomorrow we're going to talk about, let me get back to where I was. Your New Year's resolutions. If you have one, then go ahead. The best way to be accountable to it is to proclaim it publicly to the world at large. And we will let you do that tomorrow with your New Year's resolutions. Also, we'll have the Morning KIX Challenge. We're going to do Classic Country Theater for your chance to win a Simple Simon's pizza or $25 gift certificate to use towards pizza from Simple Simon's. So we'll pay for your pizza for your New Year's Eve party. And we will do all that tomorrow. So you guys have a great rest of your day.